Okay, so the visual for lesson 2 is trying to show you that if you take a rectangle or a square, because a square is a rectangle, if you split it in half, then the formula for what a rectangle is base times height. Basically, it's base times height, and then whatever you get, split it in half. So splitting something in half is the same as dividing by right. So let's see if it works. Area equals, ready? Base times height divided by 2. That's how you show it. Right? Base times height, BH, at the top, divided by 2. Okay, so now we're going to substitute. It's a little tight in here, but you can do it. Alright, each side, well, let's look at this. Each side measures how many units?
No.
Be careful. Oh, wait, watch. 1, 2. That measures 3. That measures 3. Don't look at anything in the middle yet. If each block was an inch, this is measuring 3 inches, and this is measuring 3 inches. Okay? So don't look what's going on inside yet. Just make believe the lines are not in there. We have a 3-inch or 3 centimeter or 3 unit triangle along the height, and then its base is 3. Clear on that? So substitute those 2 3's in. It's a little small, it's a little tight, but there it is. 3 times 3 divided by, say it again, divided by 2. Okay. 3 times 3 in your head. 9. 9 divided by 2. So you kind of need to be able to do it in your head because it's not 4 and it's not 5, but it's halfway in between. 4.5 or 4.5, okay? Now you can look back and see if that makes sense. Look inside, because area is measuring the space inside. Look, watch. Tell me if you see, I have 1 complete block here, right? Yes? Yes, 1. There's 2 blocks, 2 full blocks, yes? 3 full blocks, yes? Then 3, and this is a half block here, right? 3.5 plus another half is 4.5, so it works. Okay, and that's all we really need to do with that. All it becomes now that you know it's base times height divided by 2, write the formula, substitute it in, do the math. Okay? We're not going to beat it to death like Common Core wants us to. We're going to just apply the formula, know what the shape is, apply the formula, and do the math. So let's just practice. We do have trash numbers that we have to be conscious of. And again, it's just doing that so you can recognize what you need from what you don't need. And we are working on area. So which number do we not need? Yeah. What number don't you need?
17.
Right, so just put a little line through it so it's not a distractor. Okay, well, here we go. What's the formula for the area of a triangle? Come on now, we just did it. Right, so let's write it out. A equals base times height divided by 2. You good? Eleanor.
Oh.
Good? Alright. Well, what's my base? 8. Okay, so substitute in with parentheses. What's your height, Christian? A little tight, but there it is. Okay. Now, can I show you a little trick? You can do this in your head because to do 15 times 8 in your head is a little tricky. Maybe you can get it. It happens to be 120, right? 120, and then what's 120 divided by 2? We'll do it the old-fashioned way first. What's 120 divided by 2? 60. So I'm going to show that 15 times 8 is 120, and then I've got to divide it by 2 to get what? 60. And I'm going to show you a shortcut. And it's 60 what, by the way? C squared. All right. Okay. What you can do is you could take any number in the top. Obviously, you want the even number. And split the 8 in half. What's half of 8? Or 8 divided by 2? Right, it's 4, right? Then do 4 times 15 in your head, which is a lot easier than 15 times 8. 15 times 4 is 60. Okay? So if one of these numbers is even, you can do that split. You can knock it out by dividing that one number by 2 right away. And that's going to allow you to do the math or multiplication in your head. Okay? Let me just show it to you again on a fresh sheet. So say you get a side that's 16 and a side that's 7. Which of those two numbers can you split in half right off the bat? 16. What's half of 16? What's 8 times 7? See how much easier it is to do in your head? All right, you can't do 16 times 7 quickly in your head, but you can do 8 times 7 in your head. What about this? That's a little bit of a reach. Let's do 5 times 24. All right, which of those two can you split in half? Nicole. 24, half of 24. 12. Now do 12 times 5, which is 60. See how much easier it is to do in your head? What you do have to be careful of is this. Yup. If you've got two even numbers, some kids would like to split both of them and make it 4 times 5. That you can't do. Pick either one that you want to split. Nate? Okay, what's half of 10? 5 times 8, 40. If you split the 8, half of 8 is, 4 times 10 is, the answer is 40. Do not split both of them. Okay? That you kind of have to remember. And then also, just be aware, also, sometimes you get two odd numbers, and it doesn't help you to split an odd number because you wind up with a decimal, so you might as well just do 13 times 9, get an answer, and divide by 2. Cool. No, once you split it in half, that 2 is gone. You're asking, after you split it in half, do you divide by 2 again? The answer is no. Okay? All right, what she's asking is, once you take care of this, technically what you're doing is you're really reducing this to 4 over 1. 40 over 1, that's kind of like what you're doing. But when you take care of one of these numbers, you don't have to get the answer and divide by 2 again. And if that confuses you, then just go through the math. Do your 8 times 10, which is 80, and then divide by 2, which is 40. The only thing that is just you have more of an opportunity to make a math error if the numbers are large up top. All right, what's my trash number? Yeah, I'm going to put a line through that. Formula first. Always, always, always write the formula and always, always, always substitute. When we do have a quiz on this, after the assessments, it's the same thing. Every time you show the formula and then do the substitution, you get credit. Now, as you'll see, we're dealing with decimals. So, we're going to need the help with the calculator. All right, what number gets substituted in for the base? And yes, 1.4 in this case. What's the height? 10. I'm going to use a space here because I think we need it. See what I did? I just split it up into 2 lines. I don't want to squeeze it all out. There's not enough room. You don't want to split decimals in half, so you just got to go through the math. Somebody already do it? You guys did it already?
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Alexa, what'd you get?
I got
Oh, so you got 24.78 on top?
Yeah.
Did everybody else get that? I will let you use calculators. Okay, after I'm done with this, I do need to show you what I talked about last period because I found out where it was. Divide by 2. Then what? Mhm. Circle it. Okay. Before I go on to the one with the fractions, is anybody confused at this point? I already know. I know when it's 11 o'clock. I already know it. You're like an alarm clock. Yeah. Nope. Because remember, multiplication is cumulative, but 2 always has to be on the bottom. Divided by 2 is always there. All right. So Niels and I discovered the one that I had talked about, which I thought was in lesson 1, but it's actually in lesson 2, and that's number 4, which I want to do with you. What's the throwaway number? Oh, wait. Yes. Now let's do the substitution first, and then you'll see where the issue is. Base height divided by 2. Okay, where's the base? Well, what is the base? Normally, I would say turn that into a decimal, but we can't. Why not?
Oh.
Ariana. Right, 2/3 is a repeating decimal, and you cannot express that as a rational decimal. So what you have to do is you have to leave that as 8 2/3. And unfortunately, you can't mix and match. You can't make one a mixed number and then take this 5.5 and change it to 5.5. So you got to leave that as 2.5. Oh, I'm sorry, 5.5. And then don't forget, if that's not enough work, you also have to worry about the divided by 2. We'll take care of that later. Yes. We're going to. I just want to show you the straight substitution because you have to change it to improper fractions to do this. So really, as you'll see, it's a 1, 2, 3-step process, maybe even 4 at the end. Okay, so first things first. Let's take care of 8 2/3 times 5.5. And I need space to work. I'm gonna work on the left side. I need 8 2/3 as an improper fraction. All right, Ryan, what? Close. Over what, bud? Ryan, over what? 26 over what? Correct. Billy, 5.5, please. Okay. Can't do anything with that divide by 2 yet. Let's take care of this first. Can we cross reduce? Thank God, yes. Do you see it?
Yes.
Which 2? Madison. Well, 2 and 26, which become 1 and 13. Okay. 3 and 11 we can't do anything with. We need 13 times 11. You're going to see we're going to get an ugly number. What do you get? Nicole, what'd you get? 130? 143? 143? 143. Over 3. I don't want to change it back yet. Because if I'm going to change it into a mixed number, you'll see I'm going to need to change it back to an improper because I still have to negotiate this divide by 2. So what I now have is 143 over 3. Divide by what? Divide by 2 over 1, right? Now tell me if this is a leap, just to kind of cut down in space. Dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1 over 2. Are we okay with that little mini leap there?
Wait,
keep, change, flip. But it's division, so I did keep, change, flip in one step. Watch, bud. Now, normally, because it's division, I would do keep, change, flip.
But it's not over. It says 1/2.
Well, wait. What I have here is 143 over 3. Divide by 2. Okay, which is 2 over 1. But then I got to do keep, change, flip because you can't divide division of fractions straight up. We learned back in module whatever, module 3, module 2, module 2. Then we got to do keep, change, flip. So all I did was to cut down in spaces. I did the keep, change, flip right away. Did that.
I thought you were taking the 1/2 from the from 5.
And if you think about it, and I don't know if this is a leap too, but technically this 143 multiplying by 1/2 is dividing by same as dividing by 2 anyway. I don't know if you've made that connection or not. Some of you have. Unfortunately, there's no place to cross reduce. So we have an odd number in 143, so we gotta deal with the ugly numbers. This is why I wanted to do it with you. And I get this, right? Everybody caught up so far and understand? But I can't leave it like that. It's top heavy, I know, right? Poor old 143 over 6. Because it is not simplified. We have to change it back into a mixie. So, anybody do the math already? Because I haven't.
Well, I did it, and I got 23.8.
What did you get? 23.
23 and 8.
Oh, do we have a repeater? We might have a repeater. Do we have a repeater?
I got it.
Well, let's see. Hold on. 6 into 143. This is the way I would do it, just like you would do it. Right? Right. So 23 is my whole number. I know that I have something over 6. So this is going to make...
That's what I did at decimal.
What's my remainder? I got lost in this. And 5/6?
Yeah.
23 and 5/6. Yes? Let's check my kid. You don't. You leave it as this. I need my units. Here. A equals 23 and 5/6 meters squared. Yes, is that what you were asking? All right, so that's the tricky one. So you could do it that way too. Okay. And it actually does save you a little bit of time doing it that way, but I don't want to confuse anybody, I guess. What she's saying is dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1/2. So I could have done, and you can do it all in one step, is you could do technically 26 over 3 times 11 over 2 times 1 over 2. But I have not done multiplication of 3 fractions with you. Okay, and I have specifically not shown you that when you have 3 fractions, you can cross-reduce from any corner. And I haven't shown that to you yet, so I wasn't ready to go there with you I wasn't ready to go there with you yet, but if you know it and you want to do that, that's fine. The point of this, though, is that there will be some along the way, whether it's in the problem set or on a state exam or even on the final exam, that you may not be able to change the sides to decimals. And if that's the case, you've got to know how to multiply your fractions. Okay? All right, let me tell you, I might as well give you the whole shebang. I'm going to let you know what the classwork is, and then I'll let you know what the homework is.